Hey guys, my name is Anderson. I'm a material artist. I'm here today. I want to show you a quick overview of the tool that I created for Houdini. So one of the things that I always thought I was missing a little bit when I started to learn Houdini was some tools that I used on other software that I used on the past, like Maya and Blender. And it's a tool to simplify the way that we import materials for the software and how we manage material on the software too. So when I started to study Houdini a couple of months ago, I I was missing those features, so I started to create them, and I I'm here to show you guys how it looks now. So I just have a simple scene here now, and I'm going to run the tool, and this is the tool. We have the tabs here, that is the PBR importer, the material manager, and the handle wheel. I'm going to try to explain all of them, but the PBR importer is really direct to the point. You Here is to make it quick to import PBR textures. So you come here to the folder, you find your texture folder. Here I have some texture from Texture Heaven. Only thing that I want to tell is Texture Heaven come with some the 4K at the end of the naming. So it would be better that at the end of the name that should be the PBR marks like normal, diffuse, those things. So here I have the folder. Here on the tool I have this folder select, so it will recognize all the folders inside the folders, and I can select, and here you can see that it shows all the textures in the folder ready to create the shaders. So that's a way to that I found to really in, speed up a little bit the way that we create, and it will recognize the name as a map type, and it will apply the color space correctly already. So here you can see some information like how many textures it found and how many shaders it will create. Here you can check if you want its placement or not. So here I'm going to create. You can see that it let you know that you created some of the shaders. So let's come here to stage now and connect the materials to the node tree. So here you already have all the material created, and one thing that the tool creates that's really nice, it's this displacement control. So if you want to increase the displacement and the mid value of the displacement, you don't need to go to the node tree, to the shade editor. So you can just apply the scale here, and I think that's really helpful to speed up the work. So another tool that we have here after we create the material, it's the material manager. So here we can check all the materials that we have on the scene. So, and you can see that it shows the base color to be easier to understand which is one and easier to find. And here we have some information if the materials you use it or not. If you want to go to the node tree really quick, so you want to add some other nodes, you can just click here. It will show up the node tree. Pretty cool. And another thing that you can do is to interact, to apply materials in a more interactively way. So you can click directly on viewport here, and you can apply the material directly on the button. And you can select both here, for example, and apply, or you can just select, and you can see here that the shader, the tool is update at the same time. So yeah, my idea, like I said, was to speed up some of the work that is a little bit like just dragging to assign materials and those things. So, and the nice thing of the tool is that we can speed up the process, but we don't lose the proceduralism of Houdini. So we are adding the assign material here. So if you want to change something in future, we can just come here if it's easier than the tool. So it's all getting right here. So it's nothing getting lost. So yeah, another thing that we can do here on the material manager is just change the name. So if you double click here, you can change the name of the material. You can batch rename too. If you want to add something, you can select cup of material. Will appear this this tab and you can press batch rename. So you can add and you will see here how the name will change. So if you want to add like underline underscore 02 at 10, here we have it. So yeah, this is to speed up a lot the work. And let me show a little bit of the displacement control in action. Let me just add a karma setup here. Just to be a little bit faster, I'm going to limit my textures to 2K. Put on XPU. So if you just do a quick render here, just for us to see it working. Let's see. So yeah, it started to render. Let me just apply the noiser to help a little bit. So let me just apply the break here. That's going to be better to view the displacement in action. So here we have the bricks, and you come here and you just find the red brick and apply 0.5 on the scale, and here you have it. So yeah, it's fast, and it really helps to use displacement just in places that you want in a fastest way. So that was the idea of the tool. Just make things fast without losing the proceduralism of Houdini. So yeah, really nice. And the third tab that it's here, the render quill, I want to show you with another scene that I have. So let me just open the scene here pretty quick. And here I have the scene. So if I open again the tool, just to show you can see here that I have a pretty simple scene. It's just a IFBX imported, and that's one of the things that I want to talk about. When you import FBX, and if the FBX have the same name that you already have on your material, the PBR import will recognize that we already have a material with the same name in the scene, and it will create the material and replace on the model automatically. So you just need to create the material, and the material will be imported to your model, but only if the name of the material on the model and the material that you create is the same. So yeah, that's nice. And you can see here same thing. We can recognize the material. This is just a simple model that I did really on the past. So if I just for you to see, if I came here to the model, only for the model, and I check here, I can see the old materials that we had that came with the FBX. And one thing that's really nice here on the Material Manager too is that you can select the mesh that have this material. So if I'm here, for example, you can see, and that make really fast to just select the mesh and apply the correct material that you just created on the PBR importer. So yeah, this is really faster. And then I just have a couple of lights and cameras. So here I I wanted to create a couple of cameras with different settings. So I have a camera that is a square position, a camera that is a HD position, and a camera that is a vertical position. So I would just want to show you that we can do that on the render wheel. So here, for example, let's start here. Here we have a couple of options. So you can see here that we have the presets. You can save the presets that you are selecting for a render. You can choose XPU and CPU, samples, denoiser, all basic settings that we need for a render we have here. So just to quick show you how it works, and that is really faster to render, especially different cameras. So for example, I'm will keep here the just low resolution, so 32 samples, and the denoiser's optics, texture resolution. Here you can select the render setting because in here in Houdini you need to select the resolution of the camera on the camera render settings. So you need to create different camera render settings, and I just did that, and here you can choose which camera render setting you want to make the adjustment first. So here I selected this one, and I just want to render 25% of the scale. Here shows the cameras that is connected to this camera render settings. So really nice. Here for this demonstration, I'm just going to render one. Here you can choose the folder where the the render is going to be saved, the PNG. In case here you can save the PNG. You have some options. If you choose EXR, for example, you have the option to split the AOVs, or if you don't check here, you can save the AOVs in just one file. And in PNG, it will always save the AOV separated, of course. And here you can select a couple of the AOVs. So here we have a couple of shortcuts like the select all, clear all. You can select in one and hold shift and select in another. It will select all the ones in the middle. So here I'm just going to select a couple just to show, just for demonstration. So I'm going to select those, and crypto. I'm going to edit this camera. I just selected this one. It will add here to the wheel. Then I'm going to the second camera render settings. Same configuration. I'm just going to add, and same thing for the other camera settings, and add. And then I'm going to click on render. So here is a place where you can see everything happening, and that's the nice part. Here in the middle you see that we don't have nothing showing at the moment, but as soon as we render something in PNG, it will show the render here for you to check fast how it works, so you don't need to go to the folder and keep checking. So you can just quick check here and see where you need to improve and those things. And same thing here, it already rendered it. So you can see that everything happens really fast, and it's really nice, and that was made to speed up the workflow. And here, for example, we have another option that when, for example, you want just to test a couple of render, and you want to do the same renders of this same render of this camera, but changing some configuration. You can select both and do a comparing. Here I select two different cameras, and that's not helping. But yeah, I think you understand what I say. You can compare two cameras with the same settings, and that's really nice. That's really make you understand what change. For example, you put 32 sample and 128, or you can see which denoiser works best. You can see the scale that you need and all of the configuration. So it's really fun. So yeah, I think that's it. I Oh, let me just show the rendering folder just for you guys to see. So you can see that it saved the UVs on folder correct and our render is here. So yeah, like I said, it's to speed up the work. So I hope you guys like it. And let me know your feedback. Let me know if you guys are missing some tool. And yeah, have fun. And I hope this help you guys to work with Houdini in a fastest way, on especially on these phases here. Thank you. Let me know what you guys want, and I will improve that more in future for sure. Thank you.